Each family has their own bedroom and living space decorated in its own childhood theme. The house is staffed 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, with a team of full-time employees and dedicated volunteers. David's house opened in 1986 and was named after David Cyr, the adopted son of Dick and Jerry Cyr. In 1979, the Cyrs discovered this remarkable little boy in a foster home. 10 months old, David was battered and malnourished, but the Cyrs loved and nurtured David, and soon he responded in kind.
Took David to the Mary Hitchcock Hospital about every 2 weeks for checkups, and by the time he was 16 months old, his motor skills were advanced for a child his age. And he was starting to talk and walk, and also starting to trust people, which he hadn't done before.
All was going well for David, but just before his second birthday, he was diagnosed with acute lymphocytic leukemia. Doctors told the Cyrs that David had a 50-50 chance of survival. Although devastating to the Cyrs, David remained positive and made the most of his condition.
When he began to walk and talk, everyone knew David. He would be on the ward and he would visit everyone, always very positive.
Unfortunately, by June of 1984, David had suffered his 8th relapse from the disease and died quietly at home in Heartland, Vermont. It was during David's trips to the hospital that the Cyrs were amazed by the spirit of so many parents who would do anything to be close to their sick children. It became clear that there was a need to find a place near the hospital for these families to stay. With the inspiration David had given the Cyrs, they started fundraising 1 week after David died. And by January 1986, David's house opened, welcoming its first guests to 1 Prospect Street in Hanover.
Oh, this one might belong over here.
Today, David's house has served over 2,300 families. For the Stevensons, visiting from Bolivia, it has allowed their son to receive sophisticated brain surgery for his epilepsy.
It was a worry, how am I going to go to the States? How am I going to go about living out of the hospital? And everything was just a big question. I didn't know at all. And when I come here, I found that there's David's house, and it was just something wonderful.
Families arrive as strangers, and over the course of their stay, they discover there's a common bond in facing their crises together.
The atmosphere here is just so conducive to just sitting around and speaking with the other people and connecting with the other people and talking about the things that are happening during the day and the different situations that are happening in each other's lives. And I think it ends up being a stress relief for everybody. And it's something they just wouldn't get at a hotel or staying at somewhere else.
And an environment that helps nurture the family will in turn nurture the patient. Some say that the emotional support for patients plays a significant role in their recovery from an illness. Physician and Governor of Vermont, Howard Dean.
Psychological state of mind has everything to do with recovery and everything to do with progress of treatment. If you believe you're going to get well, the chances of you getting well are a lot greater than if you don't believe you're going to get well.
David's house was a key factor in our son's recovery. It was a key element in his entire process of recuperation after each of his operations, during chemotherapy and radiation.
I think that parents, if they feel that their needs are being cared for, that they are supported and cared for, that then they can turn and provide that support and caring attitude in a very calm way to their children and infants.
Laughter, humor, and feeling good are all part of the David's house environment. Nobody ever looks funny. Everyone is simply together, sharing and playing in a warm, extended family surrounding that is growing all the time. October 1991 was an exciting time for people in the Upper Valley and the patients and staff of the Dartmouth-Hitchcock Medical Center. In a historic move, the medical center moved from Hanover to a brand new campus 3 miles away in Lebanon. As the medical center has grown physically, it has expanded the level of patient care it provides. Through its innovative Children's Hospital at Dartmouth, or CHAD, it has established a regional center for children's health care where cancers and other serious illnesses are treated within an environment that is child and family focused. The result is that more children than ever are coming to DHMC for treatment from all around the world, and more families are in need of a place to stay. If David's House is to continue meeting these needs, it simply must move near the medical center.
It will mean that families will have more space when they do come to visit. It will mean maybe that a grandmother who is really nervous about a newborn baby in the intensive care nursery can be here to support her daughter while the baby is in a critical condition. It will make a lot of differences to the families, and they tell us every day, when are you going to move? You know, when are you going to be closer so that we can walk back and forth?
Planning has already begun for the new facility, which will be a short walk to the medical center. It is designed to retain the warmth and spirit of the current house, which has played such a meaningful role in the lives of so many families. As you can imagine, it all makes for a very popular place. A place where kids can be kids and families can stay together. A place that gives children something to dream about.
Hope. That's what David's House truly is all about. Good people being brought together, daily needs being met, an opportunity of respite for these children and their families. These are just a few of the people that are helped through your support of David's House. But there's much more work to be done. That's why I'm asking you now, on behalf of all children and their families, to get involved and to give generously. If David's House is to continue providing support for the families of New England and beyond, we simply must move closer to the medical center, and soon. So please, let's make it work. Give generously to David's House today for a brighter tomorrow. Thanks for watching.